Parents strongly caution the following programs are intended for mature audiences over the age of 18. These programs may contain some material that many parents would not find suitable for children and may include intense violence, sexual situations, coarse language, and suggestive dialogue.
Happy Monday.
Hey.
All right, y'all. We got Emo here with us tonight, as requested, per a bunch of people. Here they are.
Yay.
How are y'all doing tonight?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Hi.
Be here, man. So you were just telling us that you actually got called in to do some interesting shit like right before the damn show.
I did.
Right.
Yeah, so there was a festival downtown. We're in Erie, Pennsylvania, and there was a festival for Flag Day, and apparently there was some confusion over having somebody to sing the national anthem, and so I got a call. We was picking up some groceries, actually. Got a call, and they said, hey, we need someone. So I went down and sang the national anthem before I came down here tonight. So that was fun.
I think if that ever happened to me, I would have probably shit my pants on the way over there.
Because you don't know all the words, do you?
I probably don't.
You just are making something up.
That's probably a little embarrassing. But, oh, so what do you guys got going on right now? What's your main thing that you guys are up to at the moment? New music, touring?
Well, right now we're working on a 10-song album that's just about to be released. It's got actually 11 songs. There's a bonus track on that. So we're hoping to have that released here at the end of summer. And also, as of tonight, we have a brand new music video that's being released. And I believe we might be getting a peek at that tonight on the show. So we're kind of excited about that.
We are very, very much so. Actually, I'm kind of glad that you said it because you can introduce it. We can play the shit right now.
All right.
Okay.
This is our music video for Broke, a song that we did release the single a while back, but this music video has been a work in progress. We're really excited about it. It's our second music video, so hopefully everyone likes it.
All right, here we go.
So what are we looking for anyway?
I guess some creepy doll or something.
Y'all dragged me down here to find like a Cabbage Patch Kid? What a Barbie, I'll take you to the store.
think I found her, guys. All right, let's go.
Just to feel
All right.
Hey.
We had a bunch of comments coming in. I'm trying to keep up with all of them.
Awesome.
Great video, guys. Everybody's loving the video. Everybody's loving the song.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Really do. We had a lot of fun making that.
I bet. I love those kind of cemeteries. I know this probably sounds weird, but I like the old type of looking cemeteries.
Yeah.
There's just something about them.
Did y'all do the video yourself, or did you hire somebody?
We actually have a local guy here that we work with, and so he and I sort of came up with the storyline together. So yeah, kind of a combination of us and this guy that we work with here locally. So
Okay. I got
thank you so much. Yeah, his name is he goes by the name of Lone Soft here. He's really cool. He's a young kid. He's really great at what he does. We have one other music video that we did about a year ago. We released it, and he filmed it for us. We had somebody else that kind of wrote the script for it, but this time he completely, from start to finish did this one. So, he and I kind of collaborated on the storyline to some extent, but most of that was his idea.
We let him run with it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So I always love to ask this question, but how do y'all feel as far as, like, obviously the music industry has changed so much from even 20 years ago to now. Do you think music videos are still worth it to even do that?
Sure. Why the hell not? I mean, it's still content to be consumed. If music videos weren't worth it, YouTube wouldn't have a couple billion subscribers.
Exactly.
And artists like us still need to get our faces in front of people. And sometimes you get a band kind of like us, where 3/4 of us are kind of odd looking. So you gotta put something neat in front of them. So we give them, here's a cemetery, here's a schoolhouse in our last video. You got to give them something to grab them, because some of us, raising my hand, some of us are kind of unpleasant looking. So you need to do something to get people.
Oh, Mike, you're a hottie.
That's all right. Your own little snuggly way.
Everybody likes a story too. We how much money do we spend on watching movies and videos and stuff of actual stories? And I'm old school. I like the old 80s videos, and a lot of that's gone by the wayside. And I'm hesitant to go out and spend a lot of money on a video where you're literally just standing there performing on a stage. I mean, that's great, but I wanted to do stories, so that's what we've done these last 2 videos, to try to kick it up a little bit, bring back that old school feel. And the last one paid off for us pretty well. We trended on YouTube for a little while with it. We've had over 14,000 views on it, so we're pretty happy with that. And we're hoping maybe we can beat it out with this one, because it was 30 minutes long. So
yeah,
we got that many views. It was pretty cool.
Long one.
It was music videos that got me into one of my favorite bands, because I am a huge fanatic of Ghost. I love fucking Ghost.
Right.
One of my top 5 favorite bands is because of fucking videos. Is how I even found them by sheer accident. Was because of damn music videos. I would have never known.
Right.
Never known. So, but I've heard a lot of bands say it's not worth it.
Really?
And I'm like, but really, it kind of is. And they're like, well, MTV don't exist anymore, VH1 don't exist anymore. I'm like, there's still YouTube, there's still a lot of other ones. And I said, there's even these independent radio stations like us that are still trying to figure out ways to play fucking music videos and get it out there.
Sure.
So it is worth it.
And they say it isn't worth it. In what sense? Is a video going to make an indie band like us a lot of money? No, it isn't. But it translates into getting us out in front of people, and people noticing us and seeing us, and that hopefully in turn leads to gigs, leads to everything else. And there's the payoff. So it kind of depends on how you're defining, is it worth it?
Right.
At our stage, would it be worth it for us to drop 10 grand on a music video? Well, probably not. Because beyond the fact that we don't have 10 grand.
Yeah, right.
But for what we've been able to work out doing these videos on the budget, it's worked out. It's paid off quite well. It's all a matter of what you're looking to get out of it. So, yeah, absolutely, they're worth it. So, who like kind of like what Amy said, who wants to sit and just watch 4 or 5 schlubs just sitting there playing? That's neat for a little while, but eventually it's like, oh, okay, I've seen this. I'm moving on. So,
and last time I checked, YouTube was pretty big. So I mean,
Yeah.
couple people
It
heard
is
of
pretty big. That's where I ran into the Fallen video that I absolutely loved today when I was watching it. Just so you guys know, they are on YouTube, and that's where I watched it. So if I can find it, so can you guys.
Thank you.
Just saying.
great.
So let's get into some fun shit.
Okay.
What is absolutely the fucking craziest thing that's ever happened to y'all while playing a show?
Oh, Michael, you want to talk about that summer festival that we did?
Well, it all kind of depends. I mean,
That was definitely one of them.
and I missed what you said, and you broke up a little bit. So,
Oh, the summer science fiction
oh, geez.
festival. That's what I always talk about.
You got my attention.
We one of our first shows, we got invited by I want to say gentleman, but that's really kind of not
Giving him way too much credit.
an individual, that'll work. Yeah, an individual who asked us to play what was purported to be a very big festival, big outdoor thing, and there's all kinds of different genres of bands, and it's going to be great. And okay, we needed shows, so we took it, and we arrived at the place, and they didn't have a PA, and they didn't have people, and they didn't have bathrooms that weren't terrifying, and they had a guy with a basketball on his head. It was just a very odd day.
Yeah, it started 4 hours.
I think it was a pumpkin, but yeah, it kind of looked like a basketball.
It was 4 hours late too. It started 4 hours late, so the people that did come to see it left before it even started. Yeah,
it was an adventure, and every band's got stories like that. Those Spinal Tap moments.
yeah.
We've had Rick almost decapitating himself on a ceiling fan.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Now I need that story, so you might as well go to that. You can't get us like a piece of it. You gotta go on.
Talk shit on Rick because he ain't here.
Yeah, we can talk about
hey, you know what? If he's not here to defend himself, that's on him.
That's
it's
right.
Not talking shit. It's what happened.
Exactly.
That was down in Virginia.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Got on the stage, we're playing, and Rick sometimes gets into it and jumps around a little bit, and he jumps a little too high in a kind of a lower ceiling place and kind of bonked his head on a ceiling fan.
We were sweating so bad that night that when he jumped off the table and got back up on stage, he was checking his head because he thought his head was bleeding profusely, but it was sweat.
Oh, humidity.
We were good.
Well,
the only blood came from Amy's bloody nose.
Yeah, I got a bloody nose before the show, which was I get them with migraines, so that was fun. But last weekend I kind of tried to up the ante because this is a thing that we do, and this is pertaining to Rick hitting his head on the fan. At the end of the night, we do this one song. Our song's called "Wake the Monster," and there's a breakdown in the middle. Which is kind of cool, and so Rick started this habit of jumping off the stage, which is when he goes and climbs up on tables and hits his head on shit. So he started doing this, and I'm like, well, I have to follow him now because he just jumped down, and we're doing this back and forth thing, and he's playing guitar, and I'm singing at him, and he's up on a table. And so last weekend we had this really huge show. There was like 500 people there, and he looks over at me and he goes, "I'm going for it." And I'm like, "Oh shit, here we go!" And the stage is like 3 feet off the ground, and I'm in what I call my stripper boots. They're like about this high. They're platforms, but still. Yeah. And I'm like, shit. So if he goes, I gotta go. I'm gonna look like an ass if I don't go. I'm not gonna be a wimp, So He goes, and I go, and the floor was slippery, and down on my ass I went in front of 5 people, right down on my ass.
I thought she hit her head on the stage going down, and I was like, oh no.
But luckily,
Her last song, so it would have worked out anyway.
there were so many people there that most people never even knew it happened. Our sound guy didn't even know it happened. And 2 nice guys grabbed me and picked me right back up, and I just kept singing.
Just hold me up.
I missed a couple notes here and there, but I got back on.
She missed one line, but yeah, she.
Yeah.
I saw her jump down, and then I just didn't see her again.
Yeah, I didn't see her. Yeah, Rick jumps up in the air and gets hurt. She jumps down and gets hers. So yeah.
We need more to know.
And I gotta say, I was just looking at the comments. Hi, Kelly, Matlack. Sorry, I didn't see it earlier. Hi.
Hi, yes, everybody.
Hello,
everybody. These comments. I gotta look over at the comments. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch over here. I needed to move it. Yes, thank you, Kelly, so much for getting us here. We really appreciate you.
Yes, thank you, Kelly. I don't know you, but thank you.
Yeah, Kelly's my that's my assistant, and she's amazing and lives up there with somewhere close to y'all.
Yeah,
but we can't without Kelly.
She specifically said hi to me, so screw all of you. Hi.
Oh
wow. No one ever gets the drum.
How we all came together as a band.
Well, we don't all come together because this is a sexless band.
Yeah. Let's talk smack about Rick.
I hope Rick is watching.
How we came together. Well, it's always you or me telling this story, Amy, so it's up to you if you want to do it or if you want me to do it.
Well, I can start, and then I'll let you take over your part because you always like to have that little moment.
Because it's funny.
So,
that shit.
Way back, a little back history. I'm very, very young. No, I'm not. But I try to pretend to be. And I had been doing music a long, long time ago. Got into a really bad marriage and got completely out of it. I was in the Philadelphia metal scene for a lot of years, and then went on a big, long hiatus. Well, then I got out of that relationship and was like, all right, and started to get my mojo back. And then the pandemic hit. So, which was kind of a mixed blessing for me because it gave me time to sit at my piano and start writing again. I hadn't written for years. Like I had just been out of it. And so I started just cranking out tunes. Like they were just coming to me like wildfire. And I wrote like maybe about 4 or 5 of the songs that we're doing right now during that time period. And I was like, wow, I really need to find a band. What's this? I was, doing this and doing MIDI, and it's not going to cut it. But I started uploading things to YouTube and some other places, looking for members. Eventually, he and I ran into each other, so we started working together. And I had put some ads up looking for band members. In the meantime, he had some people that he knew from the past that we kind of got together with and we were jamming with that weren't really working out. But we were working with him at the time. Enter Michael.
Yeah. So I ran across something on Facebook, I think. I don't think it was YouTube. I think it was Facebook. And I saw a tune, don't even remember which one it was. And I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. So I was out of a band at the time, COVID, of course. And so I shot her a message, said, hey, you need a drummer. I'm looking to do something. I'm a metal guy. And she probably told me to fuck off.
Oh.
Said, no, I got a drummer.
You really did. I was there.
This is how he tells the story.
You fat, hairy bastard, go away. And so I slunk off with my tail between my legs. And I guess things just weren't working out with the other people. So a few weeks later, maybe a month later, I get the, groveling message. Please, I'm so sorry. Please, will you come jam with me? Please.
We love you.
So, long story short, basically this. I expressed some interest, and she had some guys. Then she didn't, and she got a hold of me, and we kind of put our heads together, and then we included Scott in putting the heads together, and
then we
realized right out quick as they pulled me in. So
then we realized Scott just needed to go get the food, and so he went to get the food, and we put our heads
coffee,
and and it just kind of started from there. We worked on a few songs, just the three of us. We had a kind of a revolving door of guitarists for a while.
Yeah.
Ones that did and didn't show up.
Yeah.
Until we happened upon Mr. Rick, and we kind of said, we kind of like handcuffed him to his amp and said, "You stay."
Yes.
Yeah. We chipped
He has-
them.
Well, I
He has-
microchipped everybody.
We're all microchipped. So.
We went to the local veterinarian. And
I mean, every pet needs to be chipped. I mean,
Right? Can't get
Yeah, you don't want to know where they put Scott's microchip.
Shot
It's not-
collars. Yep.
hey, once
Yes,
you're collared, you got to get the chip. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
All right, before we get into anything else, we're going to take a really fast commercial break, and we will be right back.
All right.
All right, and we're back.
Right.
Oh, I can't see it.
Everybody's had them, even at a local level, a regional level, a national level. What is your craziest interaction with a fan?
With what?
With a fan.
Well, I think Rick's interaction with that ceiling fan was pretty rough.
Not that kind of fan.
Yeah, the ceiling fan was a good one.
Not the ceiling fan.
Fucking fan.
Yeah.
Hey,
Um,
am I being censored? I don't see me.
I see you now.
We see you. You're
Before,
good.
but
You're there.
you're
Yeah,
there now.
I see a big black square over my face, which is not a bad thing. Just saying.
We see you. And don't do anything obnoxious. We see you.
I can hear you, but all I see is a pillow.
So let's see. Well, I've had some people on Facebook that I've had to put on restricted in my messenger. I get a lot of unsolicited, things sent to me as a woman, but I don't know.
Oh,
if
you
I
do?
anything, I do.
Fan sent you dick pics?
Oh, this is the first I've heard this,
But for the most part, I had one girl who kind of latched onto me, had never actually seen us, and started to talk to me as if I were her best friend, and just, I was being very nice with her, but she just, I was getting messages from her, like, "Are you mad at me because I don't hear from you anymore?" And I'm like, "I've never met this girl in my life." And she's like, "Are we still best friends?" And I was like, you have to walk this fine line where you don't want to upset somebody, but you're like, you don't know each other at all. So I finally kind of had to squelch that conversation because it was getting a little creepy and weird. So that was probably my weirdest thing.
And I'm just a bass player, so I have nothing to say. I mean,
you know what? I'm the bass player in my band, so I feel you.
Yeah, right. It's like the fans are cool. I don't have any good stories about I don't know.
Because you don't have any fans.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. Yeah, because we know who has all the fans, so.
I have no weird stories because nobody ever wants the drummer. So.
Oh, pathetic. Oh my goodness.
It's all about the bass.
Well, can we tell the funny story about Rick's not here?
Absolutely. Please talk trash.
So we had this really great show last weekend.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
so this girl came up to me and you know, she came up to me and I was at our merch table and she's like, "Hey, my friend over at the bar wants to meet somebody in your band." And I'm like, "Okay, who's she want to meet?" She's like, "I don't know. Can you come ask her?" And I'm like, okay, like I guess. And this, mind you, this is like there's like 500-600 people in this place, and I'm like trying to maneuver through all these people to get to the bar to ask her friend who she wants to meet. I'm like, you should over, you know? And so I get over there. I'm like, "Your friend says you want to meet somebody in my band." She's like, "Yes, your guitar player." And I'm like, "Okay, well, he's standing over at the merch table if you want to come over." So I like maneuvered my way back over, and no sooner did I turn around, she was already there right in his face. Like she was like right there. And she was like worshiping him. And I guess, you know, she was just all over him and giving him kisses on his face and he was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to have to go home and tell my wife where this lipstick.
And my dumbass was outside smoking.
And I was
missed
like,
it all.
I wish I had thought to turn the camera on and videotaped it from the side. I was like, he had a little bit too much to drink too, but yeah, it was funny. He's not used to it, so it's, you know, everybody's kind of falling, you know, getting used to, I think, the newfound popularity that we've fallen into here. So
right, yeah. Right. Hey, we've all been there. At least you didn't get licked. I had a girl. Now I told you before that I used to be a creepy clown, and I would interview bands and go on tour with them. And I was hosting. I was actually on a tour with a band called Kellen Heller, out of, I think they're out of North Carolina or something. And I went on tour with them, and I had these girls come up, and I don't know if they were twins or just best friends, looked a lot alike. They pulled my mask up and licked me up my face, like full on. And you gotta think, I blacked my face out under the mask. So I got all this black makeup caked on my face, and they lick me up my face, and I'm like, this is the most awkward and strange thing that's ever happened. But I kind of feel bad for you because now your tongue is caked with this fucking black makeup. At all.
Lead poisoning. Yummy.
Whatever.
You.
Fucking weird. All right. So for each one of you, and I have to ask this question because it's just have to, what band is your biggest inspiration?
Metallica. Don't care what anybody says. Metallica. Nothing more.
I mean, as far as just my all-time favorite bands, I would have to say Queensryche, Dokken.
One band. He only said one.
Huh?
He only said one.
Oh, one? All right.
Yeah. More or less, what's that one band that made you want to be a musician?
Well, as far as playing bass, it would probably be Overkill's Dee Verney.
Okay.
I just love his sound. I love his bass
But when
playing.
you were a kid, that's who you were worshiping?
When I was a teenager, I was listening to Overkill, yeah.
All right. Just curious. For me, and I'm going to date myself now, it wasn't necessarily a band. It was a person. It was Pat Benatar. I wanted to be her.
There she said it.
Hell yeah. That's my girl.
On a damn fucking trip now.
That girl is still rocking it today. She is a badass.
It certainly is. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I've always said that the story I always say, like, I don't get nervous performing anymore. I've been performing way too many years of my life to get nervous. And like, you know, today people are like, "Are you nervous about singing the national anthem at short notice like that?" I'm like, no, not anymore. I don't, you know, but if I had to like open for Pat Benatar, I would be jello. I would be like, oh my God.
Right.
But I hope I can sing it. That would be so cool.
Total fandom. Exactly.
Yeah, see for me, a lot of people always ask me, they're like, "Well, are you a guitarist that just got stuck with playing bass?" I said, no. I said, I wanted to play bass. And they're like, fucking why? And I'm like, Lemmy.
I was a guitarist to start out, but
I did not. It was Lemmy, Motorhead. I was a huge Motorhead fan when I was a kid. Like, fucking, I was all about Motorhead. And when I seen him, that's what I wanted to do. Because I remember my grandpa taking me to the music store. And I think I was about 6 or 7 years old. He's like, I'll buy you any instrument you want. What do you want to play? And I'm like, bass. And he's like, really? You don't want to be a guitarist, a drummer? I'm like, no, fuck that. I want to play the bass. I want to be like Lemmy. And he's like, all right. So I did, and I fucking stuck with it. And a lot of people are like, really? I'm like, yeah, but it's fucking Lemmy.
I remember
Lemmy's the shit.
what was Ace of Spades is what, like 81?
Mm-hmm.
Right around there, 81, 82. I remember being a kid about the same age, 7, 8 years old, and seeing the video they made for Ace of Spades. And I remember the whole time watching the video, other than thinking this is really cool, the whole time I watched him going, what the hell are those things on his face?
It's a piece of corn.
Ooh, they look like Cocoa Puffs. They look like.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
I got to meet Lemmy one time.
Oh, it's awesome.
And I about pissed myself.
Wow.
I was actually up in Connecticut, and my band, we got an opening spot on the Mayhem Festival. It was just that one festival, just that one day, and we played it, and we got done. And afterwards, I found my girl fucking a guy in a urinal.
Oh.
Gross for one.
Wow.
Exactly, like really seriously.
I'm depressed.
Like wondering woods anywhere or something. Like,
it was bad. Like,
oh, all right.
Full on fucking in a urinal, and yeah.
Yeah, no.
You should have used the urinal.
I'm like mortified. I'm fucking mortified. And they had this little bar area for the bands in the back, and I was sitting at the bar area, and you could tell that I was upset. And fucking here comes Lemmy, because Motorhead was one of the headliners for fucking Mayhem. And he come up, and he was like, there's only 2 reasons a man looks like that. He's like, you either lost your job or you lost your woman. And I said, yeah, I lost my woman. He goes, you know what? He's like, he had the guy bring over 2 shots of Jack. He's like, the only thing you need, fucking take a shot of Jack, smoke you a goddamn cigarette, and say, fuck that bitch, and play music. And he walks off.
Wow.
But I'll never fucking forget it. Like, right? I'll never fucking forget it.
Seriously.
Lemmy is
perfect timing, you know?
Yeah, right?
I know. And I did. I fucking got myself up, pulled my shit together, and went right back at it. And it was just like it fucking happened and perfect. It just couldn't have been more perfect.
Hell of a motivational speech there.
Yeah.
No, he didn't need to say much. If he just would have showed up and fucking took that shot of Jack with me, I would have been good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was excited. Pat Benatar hearted one of my comments. I was like, she hearted a comment.
Oh, she likes me.
Oh, yes, we all heard about that.
Yeah, you did. I framed it.
Yeah, well, you should. Get your selfie.
My next, we're gonna get a little bit of fun with this one, because I just want to see where y'all sit with this. If you could decide or if you were asked to create a tour, and you could tour with 3 other bands that were not within your genre, what 3 bands would it be?
How specific of genre are we talking?
Yeah, I mean,
it could be any genre other than your own.
No metal, you're saying, though.
No, it could be metal. I mean, you guys are more like symphonic metal, so yeah, as long as it's not within your particular genre.
Well, that gets easier then.
Who wants to go first?
Well, I'm going to agree with Michael on this one, because Metallica.
Guitar, maybe I'll go for that one.
Let's see.
I'm going to say Pantera before Dimebag passed away.
Well, we're
Are we allowed to do that?
We're creating.
Hey, I didn't say there was any rules, so you can do
okay.
it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, I love Dimebag, so I mean, Pantera was super like at the top of my list.
I'm gonna fuck with all of us, Taylor Swift, because
I was gonna say that. I was waiting to say that last. She stole it from me.
I want her audience.
I know. Because of the stadium shows, but
you know what? That's actually really fucking smart. It really is.
And she's very theatrical.
Yes,
So
and she's from Pennsylvania. You know, Pennsylvania girls stick together.
She's talented. I mean,
she is. She's a good songwriter.
Yeah.
It's not my actually our guitar player Rick, who's not here, really likes her. Ha ha, Rick! Now you've been thrown into the mud.
Oh snap!
So, my three: Metallica, of course, Primus, and Static X.
Oh, Static X.
See, I love Primus because I'm a huge Les Claypool fan.
But it's got to be Tim Alexander Primus, not Brian Mancha Primus. It's got to be Tim Alexander.
Gotcha. Yeah, I love fucking Primus. I still tell people it's funny. I get made fun of from my day job. We have a bunch of girls at work. I'm actually a property manager. I take care of like vacation rentals or mansions. And we got a bunch of really young people that run the front counter, like 18, 19 years old, that never got to see the whole heyday of like MTV. And I was an MTV kid. Like that was I didn't watch any other goddamn channel other than MTV. It's MTV 24/7. That's all I fucking watched. And I think I was telling somebody about the green jelly, the Three Little Pigs fucking video, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "I found it on YouTube," and they're like, "MTV showed music videos." I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes, that's what it used. That's what it should still be. It's fucking not, and it breaks my heart.
Yeah, you stand for music. Now it's mundane.
I didn't even.
Yeah, I mean, I still remember all the fucking Tool videos and seeing Static X for the first time, and then of course, if you switched it over to VH1, it was fucking Chris Isaac every goddamn 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I remember Friday or Saturday nights, MTV used to show concerts. I watched Judas Priest.
Yep.
Yep. They sure as shit did. And that's really kind of what we're trying to do with Hellfire is bring back the old MTV. If they would just let us show goddamn music videos without ripping our shit down and flagging us.
MTV also used to do independent stuff. They had a show called Basement Tapes, which was all.
I think I remember that.
Sounds familiar.
I remember Basement Tapes.
I mean, low quality, obviously, especially for the time, but you see some whacked out shit. The beginning of the '80s. Oh my God, a lot of interesting folks on those Basement Tapes.
Yeah, see, actually, Basement Tapes is, I don't know if you guys remember, but Bam Margera's brothers band CKY, that's how they got discovered, was from that Basement Tape show.
Really?
Yes, that is how CKY got fucking found, was because of that damn show.
Nobody ever said they were all good, so.
Weren't they like a punk, like a thrash punk band?
Yeah, they're punk rock,
hardcore.
Terrible.
What?
Awful. What? Who?
Awful? Huh?
All right, so now, if you could play one festival, what festival would you choose to play?
Wacken.
I know what Amy's gonna say.
Yeah, she's beating us to the punch tonight.
Donington, or if they ever brought back Day on the Green, either of the two.
Okay. I was expecting one of the DWP concerts, like fucking Welcome to Rockville or Incarceration or.
Oh hell no, we're going big.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, I'd like to play those as well.
Yeah, any of them would be pretty kick ass.
Yeah, we're just putting it out like where we want to go eventually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, after seeing that Pantera Domination video, it's like, yeah, that's crazy.
How about
I would.
Metallica Day on the Green when they saw it, Cliff? Oh shit, that was awesome. Sorry.
I would love to go some of those festivals overseas. Like
They're crazy.
there's so many of them. I've sit there and watched hours of fucking performances of my favorite bands from over there, and I'm just like, I want to go. I want to go so bad.
Yeah.
I want to go so bad. But
the crowds are ridiculous.
Well, it's a different world over there. Like, our music's getting played overseas now, and we've got music in Europe and Australia, and so it's cool. But we're more well received sometimes in like the European market because of the type of music that we do, and they love this kind of stuff. So female fronted metal is big over there. So.
Oh yeah, because I mean, you got stuff like fucking Ginger and. Arch Enemy was originally from over there, and you've got Blackbriar that's from over there, and
Amaranth.
I mean, almost all the symphonics are from there. A good many of them.
Yeah, your favorites.
Yeah.
Within Temptation.
Within Temptation, Beyond the Black, Nightwish, all those guys.
I like a lot of Within Temptation. See, I'm not a big symphonic metal guy, but I love Within Temptation, and I like Blackbriar. I don't know if you guys have heard Blackbriar, but
they're good.
I love fucking Blackbriar. I found them by accident, fucking watching damn music videos on fucking YouTube. Again, go down the
videos again.
Yeah.
I do. Literally that's how we find a lot of the bands that we pull on here to do interviews is literally just going down the YouTube fucking rabbit hole and finding these bands and reaching out and seeing. And a lot of times they don't answer us, but sometimes it fucking pans out, and we bring them in. Luckily, our manager also brings us a lot of good stuff. But damn, there's so many good bands out there, and that's where I tell people that the videos are worth it because you never know who's going to find you.
Yep.
If you don't put it out there, they're not going to find you.
Right.
I mean, even if it's a shitty fucking self-created video that you like put a goddamn timer on it and fucking winged it.
Mm-hmm.
Do something.
Right.
Do something.
Those were our first live streams.
They absolutely were. Yep. We did those.
So, this is a good one, and this is coming because I mean, you guys would probably consider yourself a regional band, right?
Yeah.
So with new bands coming up that are local and want to get to that regional level, what advice would you give them?
So my advice is be prepared to do a shit ton of work. This is not just sit back, write songs, play out. It's a business. I work 24/7. I literally do at pushing this band. I'm the band manager. I'm the band everything. I'm the band social media person. I'm the booking agent. I'm the whatever, everything. And it is a full-time job. I spend a lot of time on social media networking, trying to meet up with other bands, other, promoters, just making connections. And that's really what's been key on getting us out of the local market. So I've made a lot of connections online that has really, was key in us getting signed. So Women of Metal, which is just a phenomenal organization online, picked us up, started playing our music, and DI Records found us because of that. So we got signed basically from all that. So it's been a networking opportunity type situation. So that's my advice is be prepared to do a lot of work. You can't just expect to write the music and be really good and play your music and expect it to happen. You have to keep pushing.
I would say put your blinders on. Don't let any distractions from out this way fuck with you. Just put your blinders on and keep going forward and write unique, kick-ass music that people want to hear. That's catchy. You got to get. I mean, you can't just half-ass and just rush through songs. I mean, anybody can do that. if you want to keep hitting those stepping stones, you gotta play what people want to hear. So
Exactly.
Learn to say no.
That's a good one.
That's
That's
universal.
when you first start out, a lot of bands think you got to play everywhere, everything. Not everything is going to be beneficial to your band. If you're new to your scene, you got to find out about it. But if you kind of know your scene a bit, you kind of know what is and isn't, or might not be worth your time. So play often, but be selective.
Yeah.
And don't believe every promoter that tells you there's going to be 500 people there. Don't believe all that.
really,
Don't ever believe a promoter. Never believe a promoter.
We did this last year, and there was 1,000 people here.
Yeah.
Right.
On those coattails too. Nothing against promoters, but honestly, book your own shows because if you can. I mean, when you start getting out of your own local market, sometimes you need those promoters. But when you're in your own local market, book your own shows because you end up doing all the work anyway. So just take control, book your own shows, put them together the way you want to see them because it's a lot less work in the end. That's something I've learned.
Yeah, never, ever, ever in your life do you ever fucking trust a promoter. I will say that. Oh, and I used to be a promoter way back in the day. I mean, I've been doing music and been in bands and in radio and everything for at this point it's been well over 20 years, pushing probably 25-ish, maybe 30 years. And
over by the second.
No, do not get you a decent. If you want to get out of the market, and I tell everybody this, and I don't know if y'all agree with me or not, find you a good booking agent. Yeah, they're going to take a percentage of your stuff, but if you want to get out and you want to start actually traveling, do your research. Look at what people say about them. Look at their lineup. Look at who they got. Look and see if all those people are getting tours or not. Do your research and don't ever, ever, ever rush into doing anything.
Right.
Never.
Good advice.
And always read the small print. Always read the fucking small print.
Most of us wear bifocals now, so we can't.
I'm telling you.
You need it.
Read the small print. So we got another question, and this is a good one because this might take up the rest of our time. What are your pre-show rituals? That's actually a really good one.
I don't know if I have any major pre-show rituals. I mean, other than, the hair and makeup and, that typical stuff. But I don't have anything in particular that I do. There's things that I don't do. Like I don't eat any big meals or anything before I perform because the last thing I want to do is have something, not disagree with my tummy or something when I'm up on stage. So I try to wait until I'm done performing to eat usually a big meal, but I don't really have anything major that I do. I'm pretty low maintenance.
I go pee right before I go out.
Belching would be entertaining. Come on.
Huh?
So belching would be entertaining.
Our band's pretty specific about not having any alcohol before we perform. We're real good about we all kind of did that in our 20s and realized, hey, we're not better musicians when we're drunk, so let's not do that.
We're not in recovery too, so
yeah.
I mean, the first 6 months I was playing. Drunk drummer is bad drummer.
Yeah.
Drunk drummer thinks every song needs a drum solo. And drunk drummer is worse at soloing than sober drummer is. So.
When I used to sit at the piano at home, just with a glass of wine, and after even just a glass of wine, I'm like, my fingers are hell no. So yeah, that's probably we have more don'ts than we'd have do's before a show.
Understandable.
Pre-show rituals. Pre-show rituals. I try and loosen up my wrists and my hands as best I can. Obviously, I'm getting old. I'm kind of fat, so I got to loosen things up a bit. And here's something that I've never mentioned to anyone because no one's ever really asked before. Right when we're on stage, right before we play, and you've probably never even noticed this because you're too busy looking at the people. Right before we start our first song, I say a brief prayer.
All right.
Nothing terribly fancy. Nothing, I'm not sitting there back there doing Our Fathers or anything. I'm not a horribly religious person. It's more just let us play well, let the people be entertained, let me not screw up. Let us
Yeah.
do basic something like that. So I don't know if you can call it a prayer, more of a mantra, whatever. I do that, and I've done that for probably 20 years. Every show, right before we start, about 30 seconds. If y'all ever look, you'll see I got my head down for right before we start. That's what I'm doing.
See, I thought you were just having a seizure.
No, that's once we start. That's once we start.
Now that you say that, I guess I do have somewhat of a pre-show ritual. I run through every song on the piano before we go because I don't trust myself. I don't worry about the singing part, but the playing part, I run through every single
And
song.
since Rick isn't here, we'll give you his one ritual. He needs
Gum.
He needs gum, and he needs his water to be 42 degrees.
42 degrees exact, huh?
42 degrees.
He's kind of freezing. All right, gotcha.
And locally sourced rum.
Yeah,
locally sourced rum.
Yeah, that's what he says.
A microfiber towel and turtle wax to buff his head.
Lucky.
Yeah.
He's lucky if we get tepid bottled water. He's lucky.
Okay.
You should see his face when we hand him warm water.
Yeah.
Everybody's got those pre-show rituals, just like me, and even with us as hosts on a podcast. Before every show, we play Lowrider. Every single show.
Yep, it's a good one to start with.
We do. Drink a beer and play fucking Lowrider every damn time.
I wish I had a cowbell. I'm sorry I don't have one right now.
The Exodus version?
I don't understand.
We're going to next time. But there is something I do want to say before we run out of time. Because Father's Day is coming up. And I'm one of the lucky ones out there. And I hope everybody else has a lucky one like I do. But I want to say Happy Father's Day to Bill Ramsey. I know you're out there watching because you always say that you're here. He's very supportive of me. And you're a great dad, Pops.
Thank you. Well,
very, very good.
I'll say thank you for me. My dad's been gone for close to 30 years. But I am a dad, so I'll take it. Thank you.
All right.
Yep, me too.
I've also been called a mother, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah. I think there's another
we'll
word
talk about that later.
My dad is about 10 minutes down the street, and they're probably sitting in the backyard right now at the fucking fire, and he's probably got a scotch and a cigar right now, which I'm gonna be having my cigar after the show is over, which we are now out of time. Please put out your socials. Where can people find you? Where can they find your music? Where do you like to interact with all of your fans?
We are everywhere. We're on Facebook. We're Eden on Fire Metal Band on Facebook, Eden on Fire Band on Instagram. We're Eden on Fire Band on TikTok. We are Eden on Fire on YouTube, and you should go check out our videos on YouTube. We have 2 music videos now, plus a lot of lyric videos and some live footage from our shows. So go check us out and subscribe. We'd love to have you. Go subscribe to all of our socials, and you can find our music on Spotify, on Amazon Prime Music, pretty much anywhere that you can stream music, Apple, all those places. So go check us out. We have 4 singles that are out right now, and we've got an album on its way. So stay tuned.
Coming very soon.
God's going. God going.
Yes.
Yes.
Y'all go do that. Go check out Eden on Fire. We are done here until fucking next Friday. We love you guys. We are out.
Thank you guys.